I really enjoy using E61 espresso machines. They are classic, they are consistent, and they are built to last, which is why I have always been a big fan of home-sized or compact E61s like the Rocket Appartamento or the Diletta Bello that I reviewed previously. So today, we're looking at another relatively new competitor in this space, the Profitec Pro 400. It has managed to fit a ton of features into this very slim design. Should you be considering it? Let's find out. Now, before we get going, I do have to mention that Whole Latte Love did send me this for review. However, as always, that will have zero impact on the opinions expressed in this video or the contents of this video. If you want to check your own local pricing, I will have this machine linked down in the description below. Starting off with the build quality and design, the Pro 400 immediately stacks up very favorably against some other competitors. Profitec machines are designed and hand-built in Germany, which is immediately apparent when you unbox this machine. I have zero quality complaints about the Pro 400. Normally, I can kind of nitpick here or there about a few areas where the manufacturer has scaled back on quality to save costs. Not so on the Pro 400. Even the cup rail is solid metal and looks amazing. The same cannot be said for some other competitors in this same price point. Cough, cough. In terms of the design, I wasn't immediately a big fan of this machine when I first saw it. It looks pretty standard and average for an E61, but when I got it home onto my countertop, that opinion really changed. It's a good looking machine. Simple, not flashy, but the way that it mixes polished metal, brushed metal, and black accents just looks right. I really do like it. It's not just another big chrome cube like some other E61s. The sides are actually brushed metal, while the front is a mirror finish. It also comes with these interchangeable colored discs for the steam and hot water knobs, which I do find to be a little bit gimmicky, but I think in the future we'll start to see some actually really good looking third-party options for in this machine, because I see this machine being far, far more popular really soon. For now, I'm sticking with blue. As I alluded to earlier in this video, this is a very slim machine, and next to the Appartamento, which is an apartment-sized E61, the Appartamento looks borderline beefy in comparison. The Pro 400 is just under 9 inches wide, which means that it'll fit in all but the most crowded of kitchens. Moving on to the feature set, this is immediately what really stood out to me about the Pro 400, especially at its price point, and it's what made me want to get it in for review in the first place. It has a large 2.8 liter water tank, accessible from the top of the machine, and also accessible from the top of the machine is an easy adjustment to brewing pressure. No need to tear off all the body panels to get to a buried valve. In the box, you get a very basic but not terrible tamper, and both single and double spouted portafilters, as well as a blind basket for cleaning. Moving on to the really good stuff, on the bottom of the machine there is a 3-position switch for 3 boiler temperatures and corresponding brew temperatures. This allows you to adjust the brewing temperature to your specific coffee, and it also allows you to get some extra steaming power if you turn the boiler into its highest temperature mode. On top of the adjustable temperature, the Pro 400 also has an automatic pre-infusion. No, not just the mechanical pre-infusion from an E61, an actual automatic pre-infusion. It does a 4-bar pre-soak for 5 seconds, and then it pauses for 3 seconds before ramping up to full pressure. And you can watch this happen on the combined brew pressure and boiler pressure gauge. If for some reason you don't want a pre-infusion, you can actually toggle this feature off, and the same thing can be done for a built-in eco mode that shuts down the boiler after 90 minutes of inactivity. To put it bluntly, the Pro 400 kicks the crap out of the Rocket Appartamento from a feature set perspective and at the same price point. Moving on to the user experience, I have really been enjoying my time with the Pro 400. So much so that I'm having a tough time deciding whether to keep it or send it back at the end of this review period. The machine warms up very quickly, and having a large 2.8 liter water reservoir is really nice because it means you're going much longer in between refills. One small nitpick that I do have is that you have to lift off the entire top plate to get access to the water reservoir, but I do admit this is far nicer looking than having a small door at the back. Most people don't have as low cabinets as myself, and this won't be an issue. The light on the front of the machine is used to indicate power as well as a low water level, and it's also used in the programming when you're toggling on and off the pre-infusion or the built-in eco mode. One thing that I immediately noticed is that it is very bright, which shouldn't be an issue because it's turned off most of the time, but it's definitely something to note. In addition to the large water reservoir, the drip tray is also well sized, and as an added bit of foresight, below they've also included a cutout in the frame for the blind basket to be stored. One small thing that does annoy me about the drip tray is that it doesn't just slide straight out. You need to tilt it and then lift it, which can get tricky if it's close to being full. Moving on to espresso quality, the Pro 400 once again has a pretty big leg up in comparison to other E61s. Having the option to turn on or off an automatic low pressure pre-infusion is a great feature to have. Gently introducing water at the beginning of the extraction for 5 seconds and then pausing for 3 seconds helps to saturate the puck evenly, allowing it to expand and fill in any imperfections before hitting it with full pressure. On top of that, the Pro 400 also allows you to toggle in between 3 preset temperature settings. You still don't have the degree perfect adjustment of a full-fledged PID, but I think Profitec have made a very clever move here in allowing you to have temperature adjustment without the large cost normally associated with integrating a PID. You can still use the low temperature mode for darker roasts to kind of take off that very bitter edge, or crank it up to a higher temperature for those more difficult to extract lighter roasts. The other benefit of boosting the temperature is added steaming power. I found that putting the boiler into its highest temperature mode reduced the steaming time for a single drink from 24 seconds to around 19 seconds. Now, this might be a little bit unnecessary if you're just steaming a single portion of milk, but if you're using it for larger volumes, then this is definitely a nice trick to know about. Just remember that if you're going to be brewing another drink afterwards at the lower temperature, you'll have to flush the group head to get rid of any overheated water. The steam arm on the Pro 400 is a no-burn arm, as I'd expect for a machine at this level, which makes it safer and makes milk cleanup a whole lot easier because the milk doesn't get stuck as aggressively. The Pro 400 comes with a 2-hole steam tip and is capable of steaming great quality milk very quickly if you're trying to serve even multiple drinks back to back. So, do I recommend this machine, and who do I think should buy it? The answer is a resounding yes. I think that Profitec have made an absolute no-brainer knockout with the Pro 400 in this market segment. They've listened to all the things that people care about, having a large water tank, having easy access to pressure adjustment, having pre-infusion, having temperature adjustment, and they've put it into a well-built, good-looking, and competitively priced package. If you are looking for a compact and reasonably priced E61, the Profitec Pro 400 is absolutely one that you should be considering. Again, if you want to check it out, I will have it linked down in the description below. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave us a like and even consider subscribing if you want to see some more like it in the future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.